Hey everyone, it is 20. Media thread continues. I just finished recording March, and I didn't want to do April, but I checked ahead, and I have a whopping 3 things in April, so might as well knock it out, get me closer to up to date, so I don't need to worry about it too much longer. So let's hit up April. See how it goes. There's a big gap in April. I'm not entirely sure why it's there. But April 4th, 2026, I went and saw Project Hail Mary. I heard a lot of good about it, and the premise was interesting, so I went and checked it out. I think what's funny is that it's like another take on Iron Lung. Like, I say that as if I think the book existed long before the Iron Lung game, but it's just funny that watching Iron Lung earlier this year and then Hail Mary, they're so similar in terms of being a guy stuck in a situation, like in a very limited space, of how he deals with the trouble that comes with it. Because it's a lot of problem solving. In Iron Lung, Simon had to figure out all the ways of not just navigating down there, but like every time a problem happened, how to handle it in that really confined space. The Hail Mary, the spaceship that Grace is in for this movie, is bigger, obviously, than the submarine, but it's where he spends the majority of the runtime, at least in present time. Because the one thing is that it has flashbacks to Earth, so it's just funny that you could sum them up almost like with latitude with little context as kind of the same thing, but like very different directions. Still great. I know Ryan Gosling gets a lot of points with people for being, just a great actor, but I've not seen him in a lot. Like, no, I could probably look up his filmography, and I don't think I would have watched many things with him in it. But after seeing him here, I can get it. I can understand if he's like that in all his movies, not in terms of his delivery, but just in terms of his ability to act. Then yeah, he does pretty damn well in this one. Like, there's some really good stuff. But yeah, Hail Mary. So it stars him as Grace, Ryland Grace, I think, and his. In this universe, for some reason, the sun is dying. Basically, I say it like the light from the sun that reaches the Earth is decreasing because of something called the Petrova line. Like, something is cannibalizing the sun's light, the sun's heat, however you want to describe it. And so, like, temperatures on Earth dropping, and they say I think within 30 years it's going to be almost uninhabitable, and it's just going to get worse as it goes down. So, yeah, the governments of the world tried to come together and to figure out how can we fix it, and he is just kind of recruited. I mean, to be fair, I'm sure they're grabbing anyone who can maybe say anything from all around the world, and he has an out-of-the-box thinking, which one of the reasons he left mainstream academia and is a teacher at the beginning, for why they turned to him and why he's asked to study the Petrova line samples they have and figure out what's going on, which then leads to him getting involved with the project, becoming pretty much one of the head guys, even though I think he became like the head guy of the project without realizing he was the head guy of the project, which made it really funny. And then also it's like, and those things are revealed kind of piece in piece, because the present timeline, he's in the spaceship by himself, headed somewhere, and he's trying to remember because he just woke up from being under, and just trying to piece together. So he doesn't remember everything. Like, he did even in the beginning, he didn't even know his name or where he is, and it's like he starts remembering bits and pieces of how he got here, and why, and all the stuff come clear to him as the movie goes on. And I was kind of surprised because a lot of the early marketing, if not all the trailers, have Rocky in it. The little alien rock thing, like 5 feet, I think it is 5 feet. I don't remember how many legs he has, that he meets during this adventure. And so I really thought that. So it was kind of surprising that I think it was maybe halfway through the movie. I don't know when. I would need to look at the runtime. When he actually does meet Rocky, I was kind of surprised at how far into the movie it seemed we get before Rocky shows up. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know time. But it was interesting. And then at that point, it becomes Grace and Rocky learning to work together through language differences and behavioral differences, how to approach the situation, because they're at Tau Ceti, a star that for some reason is not affected by the same little microscopic things. What are they called again? I remember what the astrophage. The astrophage that are eating the light, eating the stars, and whatever. For some reason, this star is not affected. So they both came there independently, trying to figure out why, and so they start working together. And yeah, that's what it is. Fantastic film. Like, it's definitely one I would have watched again in theaters. Sad I didn't. I would have loved to see it on IMAX. People said it's amazing in IMAX, but we don't have an IMAX theater near here. Once again, hour away if I want that. But just like, man, I absolutely loved it. There was some really good tearjerker moments from Grace. Some of the things that Rocky said were really, really heavy, and I kind of want to check out the book. The only issue is I've seen little, like, when you go to buy a book, sometimes they'll have a little preview. Like, usually it's like the first few pages or something like that. And I've seen people quote parts of the book and reference the things that happen in the movie. And I think the book is written in third person? No, it's in first person, I think. Well, basically the book's written from Ryland Grace's perspective, and I don't like reading in that perspective at all. I think everything I read is third person. Everything I write is third person. Like, he did this, John did that, they went over here. Like, not I did this, you know. I don't like that. So I don't know. Maybe the book's good enough. I'm still curious, but maybe I'd get into the book enough that I wouldn't mind it so much. But, you know, it's just a preference thing, really. Great movie though. Was 4 days later? Yep, April 8th. I wrapped up RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. When this was announced, I was kind of confused as to what it was. I thought it was just a DLC, like a DLC campaign added to RoboCop Rogue City, which was great game, super fun. And then it turns out, no, it's a standalone title. It's pretty cheap. I'm like, I wonder why it isn't DLC, or like why it isn't directly attached to Rogue City. But after playing it myself, it's rather meaty. Like, it's a good length of time that you can get it. I mean, if you're better at first person shooters than I am, you'll probably get through it a lot quicker than I did. But like with RoboCop Rogue City, even the original one, I was really rusty in the beginning because I'm just not super great at first persons. I got better by the end of the game, and obviously when you go further, RoboCop himself gets stronger with like the upgraded levels and the additional chips, and you can get the Auto 9 to be a minigun that never runs out of ammo, so you can just push a button, and it just kills everything, which is pretty great. Also, I played on normal. And there were times I wanted to drop the difficulty, but I never did. I kept it on normal all the way through. And the same here. So that's just how it is with me in first persons, but still fun. And yeah, I was kind of surprised when things in the story for Unfinished Business kept going. I kept thinking, so this is the climax, right? This is the climax, right? And it's like, no, there's another section, another thing you got to go through. People describe the premise of this Unfinished Business as the Dread movie, the one with Carl Urban, because it all takes place in Omni Tower, this massive tower that they were trying to move people into. Just a lot of and it's like in Dread, the Carl Urban Dread, it all takes place, I think it's a mega city, like this massive tower that has a lot of people living in it, and the bad guys take it over, and Dread has to fight his way to the top. Same thing here. The mercenaries from the end of Rogue City have taken over this tower, and RoboCop goes in. His job is to take them out. Simple as, but super fun. Like, gosh, it's really just so engaging. All the guns, they added some new stuff. There's some call forwards to RoboCop 3. Just excellent time. I don't even know what else to say. Like, good gosh. I 100%ed it too, because it was super easy to, like, there was no achievement that was utterly ridiculous. There was a few, like, when I finished the game, I think I had to go back and do 3 things. There's a guy early in the game who asks you a quiz about RoboCop, because he doesn't believe you're RoboCop, so he's like giving you a RoboCop test. And the unfortunate thing is the test, you got to approach it from the perspective of, I guess, the general populace, because one question is, what's RoboCop's real name? And if you answer Alex Murphy, you get it wrong because it's Crime Prevention Unit 01, I think, is the correct answer, something like that. So I had to get his test correct for an achievement. There's a kid who draws a picture of his sister as a cop, and you need to tell him that the picture's not great to get an achievement. And then the last one, there's a point in the game, awesome point in the game, which once again, there's a point in the game where you get to control an ED-209. And at one point during the sequence, the person in your ear, I can't remember her name, is trying to direct you to a specific place, but there's a location that you have to go through that has stairs. And so she's like, they never fixed the stupid ED-209's inability to go downstairs, so you have to go around the long way instead. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then I found the achievement that it's like you need to have the, I don't know if it specifically said you need to take ED-209 down the stairs, or ED-209 needs to die, or you need to die while in control of ED-209. And he does have health, and it does run out, but it's pretty slow, even for all the dudes shooting at you with rockets and everything. So, but literally you have to go to the staircase that she talks about, and then try to walk down it, and then there's a cutscene where the ED-209 falls down the stairs and explodes and dies, and you fail. And you get the achievement, so I thought that was really funny. It's a good time. It's a fun game. Gosh, that was good. I think the only disappointing thing, which I mean, not too big of a... I had to play through a few sections to get to the parts where the achievements were. And there was no, like, New Game Plus. So I just had to reload my save from, like, Chapter 2 of the game, basically. And go back to using, like, really early Auto 9 setups. So when I had to fight people, it was not as fast or as furious as it was at the end of the game, like when the guys are coming out of the walls trying to get you. it's wow, the amount of dudes that are in like the last two parts of the game is crazy. And last thing in April, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 days later, I wrapped up watching KyuuKyuu Sentai GoGoV. This was the Sentai I really wanted to get into. When I was considering going back and watching the Sentais before Geki Ranger, this was one I was like, I'm gonna start with this one. Like, before I made the decision to go to O Ranger and work my way forward from there, I just wanted to watch this one by itself. But I decided, you know what? Fuck it, let's go in a row, let's get there. And the reason I was really excited to watch this one is because I really like Lightspeed Rescue. And so I was kind of really curious and looking forward to seeing what the OG was like. And KyuuKyuu Sentai GoGoV is one of the, I think it's the second Sentai that the whole team is family. They're brothers and sisters. I think the first one was 5-man. Right? Was GoGoV a family? Maybe I'm misremembering. But I know for certain 5-man was. So here is a Tatsui family. Matoi, red, Nagare, blue, Sho, green, Daimon, yellow, and Matsuri, pink. Firefighters, pilot, officer, medic, first responders, essentially, the easy catch-all term for them. Their dad disappeared. I can't remember how long ago it was in the show, but he comes back at the very beginning of the show in order to give them all the technology he created while he was gone, to turn them into the GoGoV so they could fight the, is it the Daima family, I think they were called? Saima family. Zilfiza, Kobolda, Dinas, Drop, and Pierre. Who in turn, so it's great. Like the parallels between the heroes and the villains in this season are great, because the GoGoV are the brothers and sisters working together under the guidance of their father. The Saima family are the brothers and sisters kind of working together, but also kind of at each other's throats under the guidance of their mother, the Great Witch Grandine. And it's like, it comes up many times. I think what I say is Matoi's first meeting with Zilfiza when they get the V-Lancers. That first meeting that they have where they discuss with each other about their siblings and stuff like that, just kind of really hit. It's like perfect. And so you get this very distinctly different thing about how much the GoGoV care about each other versus how much the Simon family is kind of willing to backstab each other, especially once Drop grows up into being Salamandis. I always knew him as Olympius, but Salamandis. And it was Olympius and Diabolico in Lightspeed. And here it's Salamandus and Zilfiza. But yeah, Salamandus is he's mom's favorite. So he believes that puts him over the rest of the Simon family, and he doesn't treat them all that well. With Kobolda and Dinas. But man, Pierre was funny. So yeah, I really liked it. I think probably my least favorite thing about the oh yeah, so there's one minor thing I didn't like, but it's so minor that like I don't even know if it's like a big con against the series. There's a oh yeah, now I remember. Okay, I'll hit that later. So there's another character, I can't remember her name. I don't care really. But they rescue her I think in like the first or second episode, like really early in the series, and apparently she's a friend of Blue or Green's. I can't remember who is close with it, who used to work together with her. I think it was Blue. No, it was Green. It was one of them. And she wants to be a member of the GoGo 5. She's recurring, sort of. But they never let her. I did not like that character like at all. I forget her name. I really did not like her. Like every time she showed up in an episode to try to beg to be in the team or to help their dad develop new tech, I was like, can it be anyone else? Can we get anyone else to do this? And I really did not like her. I don't know, something about she just did not connect with me. And I was glad that she was just gone for like 5, 6, 10 episodes at a time. Because man, if she was there, like as much as Yuta was there in Gingaman, I would have sucked. It's like the equivalent of Blade. It's Kalis, the family that Kalis lives with. They sucked a lot of the entertainment that I could have had in Blade out every time they were on screen. The little girl and the other girl. Fuck them. So for this one, it was kind of the same thing. But the only difference is, once again, she's not there a lot. So that was cool. I was at least happy about that. And the other thing that I've remembered about this show that I wasn't too fond of, and it's something that I think I've mentioned several times when talking about the older Sentai, and it's something that I'm not really too big on in the modern Sentai. They speedran this first episode. Like, we get introduced to everybody, then they get their powers, and they get their mecha, and they get their robo, like, boom, 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 like, super fast in the first episode. Like, I to be fair, I think it does happen this way in Lightspeed too, which it has to. I forgot completely that they had the train from the very beginning, and that it carries the individual things that form the first robo in them. But yeah, no, it was like, that's how a lot of first episodes of modern Sentai are, where they bum rush you to. I know I bring it up every time, but Juoger, whoa, that one went too quick. Like, I really do think they should have split that up into 2. Because, oh my gosh, by the time they were whipping out the robos at the end of the first Juoger episode, I was like, oh, stop, slow down. So this one definitely weird. Thankfully, turned that around, and it's not like it ruined everything. It was just really heavy loaded first episode, but as it went on, it really fell into place. I like the climax with the final fight against Grandine, and I don't know what happened to Pierre. Pierre, the butler, he's the one who turns all the monsters big in this one. During the final battle, I think there's a shot where he gets like thrown into like a billboard, and you see him comically go flat against it, and he falls to the ground. That's the last time you see him. Like, did he die from that? It didn't look like it hurt all that much, all things considered. Considering everything else he's probably been through. And for future spoilers, in the crossover, he's not in it at all. And I don't know if there would be any point to bringing him back for another crossover, so I guess he's just gone. I don't know. It's just really weird that plot hole is not closed. Right, because what's the GoGo 5 team up episode? GoGo 5 and Gigaman, he's not in that. Well, maybe he's in Time Ranger versus GoGo 5. Maybe. If he is, okay, maybe that'll close it. If he's not, I mean, it reminds me of the little octopus man from Shinkenger. I don't remember his Japanese name, but I remember his English name because I did watch Samurai. I was excited to see Samurai before I watched it. And I was like, why did I watch that? Octaru is what he's called in Samurai. But his Japanese equivalent survives the ending of Shinkenger. He's on the boat when it gets sucked back into the river after... I was going to call him Xandred. the main villain's defeated at the end of Shinkenger, and it's like he's gone. And I think he came back for 2 movies. I think he was in like something post Shinkenger, and then there was a team up post Shinkenger where he was also in it on the bad guy's side, and then he escapes the final battle, but then he's killed by the next Sentai. So like the next group makes their debut in a movie of the previous group for a time, and so they just show up out of nowhere and kill him. And I'm like, all that time that he's been escaping the Shinkengers, they don't even get to finish him off. So I don't know, maybe Pierre will come back, or maybe he won't. He'll just be out there somewhere doing who knows what. But yeah, so yeah, GoGo 5 was great. I really did enjoy it. I think similarly to how Lost Galaxy, I think, had a much stronger finale, I guess, in the final battle with Trakina versus the final battle with Zahab. I do like the turn they took with Diabolico and Olympius at the end of Lightspeed, where Diabolico, I believe, was it the Diabolico dragged Olympius down to hell, or did he drag forgot her English name, Grandina, her equivalent, down with him, because he like comes back as a spirit at the end when Ryan and Carter are attacking the enemy base. But I liked that resolution to the friction that there was between Diabolico and Salamandis, whereas with here we don't get much of that, because Zilfiza does get revived and Dinas goes out after that, but then he gets betrayed and destroyed again anyway by Grandina, and then he gets revived again as a completely brainwashed freak serving Salamandis, who also gets revived again. It's a bit of a mess, and he ends up dying again for good as a brainwashed freak, which I was kind of disappointed by. Because like he got lucid for a few moments, and he was convinced Salamandis was drop, and like he's like, why does my brother hate me? Because he missed mindfuckery with reviving him from the dead twice, I guess. They like doing that. Zilfiza and Salamandis, revolving door over living and dying. Either way, great stuff. Also, really interesting that I was wondering where it was, because in Lightspeed Rescue, there's a Megazord called the Life Force Megazord, I think, that they use in one of the final fights in Mariner Bay, and it ends. That's the episode that ends with, I think, the base being destroyed, and I think they lose the Life Force Megazord after that. So I was like, is that an original creation, or was it in GoGo 5? And it turned out it is. Like, only in the final episode of GoGo 5, they use a new version of their base Megazord, which is what the English version, what Lightspeed made the Life Force Megazord. So it's essentially, it's the first Robo, but black. And they use that one to defeat Salamandis and Zilfiza and Grandina in the final episode. It's just pretty funny, because I'm like, where's the Life Force Megazord? Was that just an invention? Because I don't think they have ever invented Megazords just for Power Rangers, so I was kind of confused. Yeah, very, very minor appearance for the recolor, but still pretty neat. Anyway, good times. Yeah, not a lot going on this month either, but yeah, that changes. I believe May. Yeah, May. I think May had a lot more stuff going on in it. Anyway, thanks everyone so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. So until then, hasta.